Mr. Speaker, the news of a pending GM closure is a very sad day for Oshawa, for Durham, and for all of Ontario. The men and women who work at GM Oshawa are some of the hardest working and best trained workers in the industry globally. We believe there's a future for manufacturing in Canada if we all work together and fight for it. What is the Prime Minister's plan to fight for these jobs in Oshawa?
Yeah.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we are disappointed by GM's decision regarding their plant in Oshawa as part of their global restructuring. Our thoughts are with those whose jobs will be affected and their families. We understand today's news will have a significant impact on the whole community, as well as a network of suppliers who support all the plants impacted by GM's announcement. Our government will always stand with our auto workers and do everything we can to support them in these difficult times.
Order. Order. The honourable member for Calgary Signal Hill has already commented quite a few times during only one question. I'd ask him to remember the rule against interrupting. We may not like what we hear here, but we have to listen regardless. That's required. The honourable member for Durham.
Mr. Speaker, the families in Oshawa need to hear that the Prime Minister hasn't already given up on a century of the auto industry in our community. We have the best workforce supported by suppliers across Ontario, and that ensures that we remain one of the best jurisdictions ready to build a car. We can't abandon this competitive advantage. We need to work on trade and regulatory barriers. Will the Prime Minister work with us on a plan to save these jobs in Oshawa?
The honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, last night I spoke with the CEO and Chair of GM, Mary Barra, to tell her how disappointed we were with this decision, and this morning spoke with Premier Ford to talk about how we were going to work together to support the workers in Oshawa and across the region who are going to be affected by this decision. We will be working together on this one in a way that is not political, because we know that being there to support the workers in this region is what people expect of all of their orders of government.
The member for Durham.
Mr. Speaker, it's well known that steel and aluminum tariffs are impacting manufacturers across Ontario, including those in the auto industry. And now Canada's retaliatory tariffs are raising prices and leading to layoffs. Can the Prime Minister tell this House if General Motors spoke to his government about trade and tariff concerns impacting competitiveness in Canada?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I highlight that General Motors, like many auto companies and many industries across Canada and across the United States, were partners on us in negotiating the new NAFTA deal in holding the trade between Canada and the United States as firm and as protected as we possibly could. We also recognize that there is more work to do to eliminate the steel and aluminum tariffs that are so unjustly imposed, and that's why we continue to stand with the workers in the steel and aluminum industry, and indeed in other industries, as we move forward to keep them safe.